So hello everyone and welcome to Exciting New Play channel. Today we are going to make our next project and that is going to be the Notes Maker app. And without wasting any time, let me take you to the demo part. Basically, I'm not gonna lie, I created this demo code by AI, so please don't mind that. We are just going to replicate that code. So of course, I will think about the idea. I will give you the introduction part. So before that, let me just give you the so first of all, the menu is appeared. We have five options and one exit option. So first is create, then view, then read, edit, delete, basically all the CRUD operations. Then, of course, I'm just going to exit that. I'm not going to see or check whatever the functionality it is going to hold. So just going to be an idea. So view idea is basically view notes is going to basically give us all the notes or the list of notes that we have created up until now. Reading part is basically going to ask for our basically a menu system that is going to ask which notes from the list you want to read. And edit note, of course, it says we can edit the contents. And at the last, delete note, basically removing the notes from the memory. So before deep diving into the coding logic, let me just clear the codes. I have not yet viewed it. Sorry. And one more functions. So these are the things that we are going to create. Of course, menus go to, okay, this is nothing, we can just keep that and let's keep it in our stack. So we just have to create this function. So before moving forward, let me share my note screen. Wait a second. So this is the Notes Maker project. Introduction, simply a program that is going to create basically a notes tool, basically Google Notes. I hope you have used everyone. So basically trying to replicate but at a beginner level. And features, of course, create view, save, read, exit, delete, and these are the things. And organize notes by topic. Concept we have used, or you can say we are going to use in this project is basically strings, arrays for storing the you can say text parts, titles, and topics, loops and conditionals, and then functions basically for modular codes and input output operations. So that's all concepts we have I have given to the AI and also going to use that. So let me jump to the coding part. So this is going to be our functions. Before that, let me explain you these constants and variables. So the constant is basically the limit for the maximum notes that a person can enter. Titles, basically title, content, and topics are self-explanatory and arrays, basically. So titles is basically the title of the note. Contents is basically the body of the code note, and the topic is going to be which topic this note is created. So without wasting any time, let's move on to this create note function. So this create note function is just going to help us create the note, create note. Of course, this is not going to take anything else. And first of all, let's print message. Enter, let's say note title, and sorry, say input the title of the note. So basically, how we can take the input for the title? We can just say this titles, and inside the title we can just say note counter. So to show you like titles, and inside that notes note count. Basically, what these two line is going to do, basically it is going to print on to the console that please enter your title and asking for the input, and the input is stored in the input is going to store in the title array. So how it is going to store in the title array? Let's say if there are currently 0 nodes present. So the first node any user can is going to enter is going to store at the index 0 of the titles array. So in a similar way, we can just do the same thing for topics as well as contents. So let me just copy these lines and paste them one by one. Now note title now change to topic, and here titles is going to be changed with topics, and here uh, contents, right? We are just going to uh, content, and of course variable is contents. So this is what we have created, and at the last, after creation of nodes, so let's print a message to say out node is or node created successfully, and that's all we are going to print to the console. And after that, of course, our handle, so basically print and exit this line. So this is going to be our create node function. Now, while typing this code, there is one thing that came to my mind, that how we can use this max node function here rather than just defining the array. So maybe we can do one thing. We can check for the, like in the Google storage, I hope everyone have used. There is an option that okay, you have used or exhausted 15 GB or so that is given. I'm going to do something like that, and this can be done by using a simple if node. Let's say if node count greater than or equal to max node, then just say nodes node storage full, and just end line and return nothing. Basically, I am just going to exit this function right away after printing this message. So the next step is basically the user choice, whether he want to delete existing nodes or something. Basically, that's what he can choose to do. So we have successfully created our create node function. So out of all these functions that we have to create, we have done our first one. Now moving on to the next one, basically view node. So view node is going to be say a really simple one, because we are just going to uh, print the nodes topic as well as titles to the console to see, or you can say for user to see. Now how we can do that? First of all, let's add, now we have started adding the edge cases or something, so let's keep that pace. Create, or maybe not create, you can say view node. So this is going to be your next function, view nodes. Basically this, there can be one or more, and inside it we are just going to say if node count equal to 0, then say there is no node available, or simply no nodes available. So we can simply print that here, and just going to move on to the next line. and again same thing, that is a return. And if there is no, if this condition is actually false, what we are going to do, we are just going to say cout. Basically, what should we say here? We can say, yeah, we can say uh, list of all nodes. So we can say that and just move on to the next slide. Really, to maintain the readability of the code, I don't know basically what it is going to be unfold. So after this function, I am going to check the functionality basically. For that, for now, let's just keep that to ourselves. So int I is equal to 0, I is less than, what should be less than node count. Basically, we want to see every nodes, so that way the current node count is going to be really helpful for us. So I plus plus. Then of course we are, and we forgot to put semicolon here. Big mistake. So now we are going to print every node one by one with the index, let's say cout. Let's say I plus 1. Why I am doing that? Maybe there are 50 nodes, so it is not going to be easy to see everyone without any numbering or indexing. So that's why I am doing this. And while we are at it, let's make it really you can say visually appealing. So we can first add the title, and in the brackets, basically we are going to put the bracket here, and we put accidentally two brackets here. We can just say topic, basically topic, and in the topic we are just going to print and end it with this. So this is what this topic is going to be printed, and at the end we are just going to put our new next line escape, next line parameter, anything else. So this is what this is how we are going to print every nodes that is going to be available. So why not content? Because I don't think that is necessary, because user can just read it uh, using the read node function. So maybe in this we are just going to print the list. Of course, that's what I believe we should do. Next is void read nodes. So this is going to be our function that helps us read, or you can say tap into the content of our nodes. So first of all, let's just say, let's enter the same thing. What they say? Yeah, maybe first of all let's type index, because why index? Because I want to say read certain note that I selected, because let's say if there is a list of here is 50, right? Let's say there are 50 nodes present on our console, so it is not going to be like useful. We can just tap into something that is going to be our concern one. So the thing that we can do inside it, we can just print the list here, and this is also going to check us for the condition like this: if node count is greater than or equal to 0. So that situation is also going to cover with this, calling this function here. Now after that, let's out. What should we say? Enter the node number you want to read. So this is what going to be printed on our console. So maybe not required. We are just going to take an input, and in the input we are just going to call for index. Let's say asking for user, let's say type a number please. And after taking this index, we are just going to say if basically if there are no zero nodes present. So it's not like we are just going to say to user, okay, you can enter zero, because we have just removed that situation by using this view nodes, because at initially node count is basically zero. So we can just verify the input saying index is less than 1, whatever it may be, or really first we are going to check for this condition. And what else we can do is also the index should be greater than node count. So why this node count? Because let's say if our node count is 2 and user enter uh, something like 0.1 or 0, this is not going to work for us. So, or maybe if we have total number of nodes 2 and user enter 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, so this is also going to be invalid case. So we have also captured uh, the invalid case basically for edge cases. So basically why I am focusing on these type of things basically. When I was learning about that, so I get to know that whenever we code, we should try to include the edge cases, basically to handle the wrong cases effectively, so that our program does not break while the usage. So that's why I'm focusing on these if-else situations. Now, after that, what we can do is we can just subtract from the index, and that will also be helpful for you to see next time. So before that, let's out let's print to the console the title, the topic, and the content. So that is going to be helpful. So let's say I want to put it into the next line, title, and the title is going to be title deals, and at the end handle. And in the similar way, what we can do, titles. So this red line is really helping me. At the same time, it is also making me really worry that if I get addicted to that, sorry, I will just. So now at the last, content, and here too we are just going to call, and here we also have a typo. T should be in the lowercase, so we can just print that. So we have also written this we can say our function. So now let me tell you why I am doing this index minus minus. So as you can see in this view notes, we are using I plus 1. Basically the zero index node is going to be appear like 1. So that's why we are using I minus minus here to basically balance the situation where we don't want user to enter 0. So that's why. So now let's move to our next function, which is basically the edit node. Now this function is going to be really useful because it let user to edit something. Now in the similar way as this read node function, we are just going to use these two things. Now after borrowing these two things, we just can, first of all, let's create that edit node, and inside it we will paste whatever we borrowed. Now in this we are just going to also print the same thing. Here also we typed the wrong name of the function. Here we are just going to sorry, I just not good with this keyboard. Okay, copy. Now let me paste it. So now we have just we need to just here change that to edit, so that can be done. Now what are the things that we can let user to edit? So maybe we should not give much flexibility to user. So we can just say you can edit the content of the note. So before that, again, let's use this situation of invalid case, and now again index minus minus. Now the other thing that we need to write here is that you can just say cout, and in the cout we can say enter new content, because that is only I'm going to give permission to user to edit, basically myself. And then going to take input from user. So I get to know a new thing, that we can also do something like ignore. So why ignore? As you can see, this ignore basically helps us to ignore whatever we want to take input. Basically, we can just bypass the situation where we want to ignore that, and instead of that, we can just use a new function, getline. Now this getline is going to take two things, basically the input as well as contents and index. Basically what this is going to do, basically these are the two new function that I have learned about. This ignore basically bypasses this line, and this helps us to in cin as well as edit the contents for array. So that is what this getline does. Now the next thing we can do is just simply write the message that nodes not updated successfully, not updated successfully, oh double C, successfully. And at the end, you can just do this. So this is the function for updating the existing code nodes. We also did that. Now the next part is deleting. How to delete a code? How to delete a content? By the way, we can just simply say maybe we can just simply you can say overwrite the position of the existing node with the next one. Basically, what I am trying to say here is that let's say we have an array of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we want to delete 2 from this array. We can do something like 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and after 6 there is nothing present, so there will be a space. So we can do this type of things to maintain the structure. I hope that works. Maybe I don't know whether this is going to work or not, but what's it takes to try? Nothing. So let's try it. Delete. Not. So this is pretty dangerous function. I would say. Why dangerous? Because of course you are just removing some data from your, you can say, storage. So this is not really, you can say, when you are working in industry, so there is one rule: you can't do much with the data of any institution. So why I'm saying that? Because you can just perform the analysis part. You can't just say I want to delete or update this data because it is not looking quite good or it is not desirable to me. These are the things that I have learned during my job. Taking aside everything, let me just copy and paste the comments that I have written. Again, the same condition, same index decreasing. Really, these are the things that is using quite a while. So here I have changed from to delete. Basically, I have written that, and again checking whether the index is valid or not. Now we just have to write a for loop, basically to perform the same thing that I have written here. So how we can do that? We can simply, first of all, int I equal to 0. Then I will say I then not count -1 because we want to iterate until this last one, last position, that means fifth position. and then increment in I. Now what we have to do is we have to swap titles I is equal to titles I plus 1. So basically, as you can see, if the index is 0, we want to replace that index with 1, and in a similar way, I want to change everything, every basically the every array here. So if I change topic and contents, so by this way, I believe we can just do the same functionality as delete, which I believe it should work. Also, we forgot to put semicolon here. Now, after that, we can just update our count, say not count minus minus basically decrement operator. This will help us keep track of how many nodes are there in present. Also, at the end, we can just simply print the message node deleted successfully. Now we have created this function, and let's see what it is going to return. Now the next thing we have to do is creating a menu. Why menu? Because there are many things that we want to print, and you can say structure, or also we want to give user an option to basically select one of these options. Also, we want to include this exit statement too. So that's why menu, I believe that's why it is present here. Now let's create a choice variable. Of course, you and I don't have one. Using do while loop, and this do while loop is going to print the menu. I'm not going to put so much time on that. I'm just going to paste because I want to replicate this functionality. So basically, I am just kept everything that is required. Now, what we can do is ask user for choice and then use the switch statement to update, or you can say to check what is the choice of the user, and do that every while. Okay. Now here I'm going to put the condition while choice not equal to 6. So why this statement here? Because it is going to indicate that okay, enter the loop basically. That is what I want to do now. Now let's cross our fingers. Let's try to run this. Now everything is working fine. Now let's first check the exit option. It's working. Now let's check the first option. Create a node. So I know you might not getting notice here. So as you can see, we first selected to create node. So let's create a node. Enter the node title. What should I enter? Let's say C++ info topic. So we have bypassed this topic actually. Okay. We got an error, and I believe the error lies in the situation here. I don't think the error should be here, but it is showing error. Maybe due to the excessive enter, it is showing. I want to create node, and let's say C++. Info. Again, it is doing something like this. Okay, let's see the notes. Okay, no notes is saving actually. I want to exit that. No functionality is working except or uh, or what they say what except our functionality exit one. So the only things that we can do is just check function by function, line by line, what could be the issue. Okay, so what should be the issue? So let's see where the issue is. First function is this. Why it is showing everything, basically topic and title in the same line. And also I am seeing so many typo under node title. And the other thing, basically, what should be the what should be the what should be the actually the you the input for that? Of course, we have put the string here. Okay, first, okay, let's ignore that for now. Let's start. Okay, there is also something I leave in this. Okay, rather than starting from this one, we can start from index here. This should do the improvement in the delete code. And what would be the issue? Okay, here too, and okay, maybe I need to use this in the first creation contents. What else can be updated? So what else there is? So okay, rather than writing content and index, I'll say no count. Yeah, that should do. And I believe the create function should be fine if for now. Let's say create. I want to type title C++. It's still going in the next line. Okay, let's write node created successfully. I want to view the nodes. The no nodes available. Basically, the nodes is basically not getting typed or saved into the memory. And why is that? Maybe we need to write that same line. Sorry, I believe we need to write that too into this, because there can be multiple or big input on the user. Okay, become infinite loop. Delete the terminal. Ignore should not be here. What else there is need? Okay, let's this situation. Then asking for title, then title and node count. Then in the next line we talk about topic, and then ask for topic. Okay, in the topics we pass node count, and then we ask for content, and we have put the content in the C in ignore, then get line. What else should be there? Maybe it is getting in the buffer actually. Oh, also there is one thing I get to know. I forgot to update the node count here by one. Actually, okay, now now we have done that. A plus plus nodes. Okay, let's view the nodes. We have node. You want to read that? You want to read the first index node? Title, topic, content, nodes. Okay, let me say node topic C++. It is showing again an unexpected behavior, which is basically wrong. Basically, I have typed this C++ nodes here, but C++ is getting retained in one topic, while the nodes is getting inside the content. So that should not be appearing here actually. I don't know why it is showing that. What should be the right thing to do? maybe for the notes, for the, you can say, content and the note count. Yeah, let's use this get line for this title and content. Okay, first let's exit this loop, clear our output, close terminal, and again, and rather than contents, here we are going to say topics, and here and let's remove that from here. What else we need to do? Let's say, let's put this ignore in the top of every statement. So I hope this time it works. Not title, C++, notes. Okay, let's say C++, importance, content, say C++ is helps us in creating fast applications. Okay, I want to just write this here. Again, write a new note. And this time, title is going to be like again C++. Okay, let's keep C++ here. And for the topic, again, importance and the content. I'm just going to duplicate that. Then let's leave the oops. So basically, I'm going to leave this create here. So basically, differentiate between them. Now let's read, or you can say view the nodes we have. We currently have these two nodes. Okay, topic wise we have seen. Now I want to read that. Let's say a second node. Okay, content C++. Okay, it is not reading now the first character, but the rest is getting readed here. Okay, let's check the other functionality too. Let's say I want to edit, and this time I want to edit second, and let's type the same line as we have written above, and let's copy this line here. Updated. Let's read it again. Now it's getting read, and also there is C present here. Now if I want to delete the code, I want to delete the first node to, and again see the list. Okay, everything is working fine actually, but there are still few issues that I am seeing. Let's clear them first. And okay, we have just seen everything working. Okay, we have to first work on getting our first character printed on console. How can we do that? What should be the, maybe we have issue in this code or in this function. What should be that? Maybe if I import the string here, that should do. Yeah, because that is what can help us. Okay, or maybe there is an issue in this cin because we are putting cin everywhere. While the cin is not present in edit, that's why it is showing us the thing that basically we want to see. Now, paste that here. Now let's try to run that again. Again, one title C++ notes C++ import tiles C++ helps in creation of fast with low level access to storage. Now let's view all, or also let's directly read all the nodes. Cool. We have done everything else, and let's try other feature too. Or maybe there is no noise because we have tried that. So with this, we have completed our the tedious one and most headache that I feel. Uh, Basically, this Notes Maker app project. And as you can see, there are few things that I kept getting issue in. Basically, the new things that I'm learning, like this ignore and getline function. So I need to work on these much more. Basically, I want to read that too. And also there is one problem in this condition too, which I forgot to update. Basically, I have written the logic correct, but I forgot to put the for loop correctly. So that is mistake in my part. I will remember that the next time I use this. So with this, we have successfully completed our this project. So let's meet in the next project. And also with this, we have completed our 9 projects, and there is only 3 projects left. So after that, we will start with the intermediate planning. So that's all. Have a good day.